One of the USP of Jupyter Notebook is the ability to write notes in it along with our code. And these notes can be written with the help of Markdowns. Jupyter Notebooks have got special cells, which are Markdown cells, in which we can write text and we could style those texts with the help of Markdowns. Markdowns can be used in our text editors, in Jupyter Notebooks, in the web. They're everywhere. So we're going to discuss how to use Markdowns specifically in Jupyter Notebooks. So let's get started. So in order to convert our cell into a Markdown cell, what we need to do is, the first thing you could do is you have this particular drop-down menu, and using this drop-down menu, you can actually select Markdown, and now my cell has been converted into a Markdown cell. Okay, now I'll convert it back into code. And the second thing you could do is you could press Escape key and then M. And then after that, if you press Enter, then you can write down in this Markdown cell. So you can write some text into this cell, like hello world. And then in order to execute this particular Markdown, what we need to do is Shift plus Enter, similar to how we execute the code in the Jupyter Notebook. Shift plus Enter. So here we can see some plain text has been added to our notebook. Adding headings to your Markdown cells. So in order to add headings to your Markdown cell, we could actually use the hash symbol. So we put a hash symbol, and after the hash symbol, we are going to put a space and then the heading. Once we do that, we're going to get a good heading. So this, if you want to add a main heading, you're going to use hash only once. This is basically similar to the h1 heading in HTML, which is put like this, like h1 with the h1 tag. And we execute it. Okay. Another way to put a heading, if you want h2 heading or h3 heading, you just put the same number of hashes before the particular text. So if I want a h2 heading, I will put 2 hashes and then the h2 heading. If I want the h3 heading, I will use 3 hashes and then the heading h3. Make sure to add spaces after this hash symbol, otherwise you won't get a heading. So let's execute this by first converting it into Markdown cell using Escape plus M and then Enter and then Shift Enter to execute the cell. So this is how we get an H2 heading as well as an H3 heading. Moving on to the next topic, and this next topic is about line breaks. So how do we add line breaks? So there are 3 methods of adding line breaks. Let's talk about the first method. The first method is similar to adding line breaks in HTML, that is using the tag which is br. Okay, so suppose I write this is the first sentence. Okay, and after this I just write this br tag which is for line break, and then I write this is the second one. Okay, so we'll put this in capital letters. So I convert the cell into a Markdown cell and then I'm going to execute it with Shift plus Enter. So here we can see that we have added line breaks. If you do not put any line breaks and just use a simple enter key, then this would not work. Let's see that in action. So we have word 1, and after that I just put an enter and then word 2. I expect that these two will come on different lines, but that won't happen. So as you can see that these two do not come on different lines but on the same lines. So a normal enter won't work in Markdown. So in order to get line breaks, we have discussed the first particular method, which is your conventional HTML method when you use the BR tag. Next method for adding line breaks is using two spaces. So we can use two spaces. Okay, so how do we use this? Let's see. So for this, what I need to do is after my line is complete, I'll give two spaces, one space, two space, and then press enter. So if I do this, now I'm going to type some other word, let's see, what do I write? So Python, and then two spaces, and enter, and now suppose I write Java. Okay, so if I execute this particular thing, then I'll be able to achieve my separate lines. Yes. Okay, now we talk about the third method. And what is that third method? Basically, for the third method, you'll add backslash. Okay, let's add backslashes. Okay, so I'll put the same lines, like I put Python, and then I'll put a backslash after Python, and then enter, and now I'll put Java. Okay, so if I execute this, I can see that I get a line break after Python, but I don't get a line break after backslash because I was using a simple enter. So if I want this also to give me a line break, I have to add slash after this. So let's execute this, and this is how you're going to get line breaks. So we have discussed three methods. The first one is the conventional method of adding the BR tag, that is the break tag, as used in HTML. The second one is using two spaces and then an enter, and the third method is using a backsplash. Now we come to our next topic. Let's talk about emphasis now. So we can emphasize a text by either making it bold or making it italics. So in order to make the text bold or italics, we can use either asterisk or underscore. So if I want to make a text bold, I'm going to use double asterisk or double underscore. And in order to make it italics, I'm going to use single asterisk or single underscore. Let's see that. Okay, so I'll write this is bold text. Okay, the next thing is this is italic text. Okay, so in order to convert it into bold or italics, okay, let me make this heading so that it is bigger. Okay, so now in order to convert this into bold, I'll use double asterisks and enclose it inside these double asterisks. And in order to make it italic, I have to use single asterisk. Okay. So as we can see that the first letter is going to be bold and the second one is going to be italic. Okay, so this is not clearly visible with in the heading part, so this is how I'm going to actually show it out to you. So this is the bold text and this one is in italics. So if I could do the same thing with the help of double underscore and single underscore. Okay, let me see that as well. So if I write double underscore Then we get bold text, and if I write single underscore, I'm gonna get italic text. Okay, so let's just convert all these back into. Okay, so this bold text, this is italic text. Okay, we come to the next thing. Now, suppose I want to add only a few letters of a big word into bold or italics. So for that, underscore is not going to work. So in that case, I can do that only with the help of asterisks. So let's see that as well. So suppose instead of adding, okay, so I have a text or, I say text bold, and I just want to add this, make this bold. Inside a word, certain letters need to be bold. This won't work. So instead, what I need to do is use asterisks. Now this much part would come out to be bold. As you can see here, only this much part has come out to be bold. And the same goes with italics as well. If I want this to be italic, I have to use asterisks. Suppose I write, these trees. I want trees. This is part of the same word, and I want only few characters to be italic, so I have to use single asterisks. This is going to work, but with an underscore, this thing is not going to work. Okay, as we can see, okay, this thing worked, but with an underscore, it did not work. So this is one thing which needs to be remembered. Now we come to another thing that can we do bold and italic together? Of course, we can do that. For that, either we're going to say that this is 3 asterisks and bold and italic, then 3 asterisks again. Oops. This is bold and italic. So if we use 3 asterisks, we're going to get both bold and italic. Our next topic is adding subscripts and superscripts. So in order to add subscripts and superscripts, we are going to use the regular and normal HTML tags for both of these. So first subscript, the tag is SUP, and we close it out with the closing tag for SUB. Okay, so anything I write in between this is going to be a subscripted element. So if I want to write A0 or A0, which is the first element of an array, I could do that by writing A, and then in the subscript I'm going to write 0, and if I just see what happens if I execute this. Okay, first converting it to Markdown, enter, and control enter. So this is how I'm going to get it in subscripted form. Let me zoom out a little bit. Okay, so this is in the form of subscript. If I want something like, I want to write 2 raised to the power of 4 is equal to 16. That is, that power has to be written as a superscript. For that, we use our normal tag. Let's see. This is in action as well. So 2 to the power of, suppose I want to write subscript not subscripts, superscript, and this is going to be a tag, superscript, and inside the tag I'm going to write for, and superscripted element, the tag is going to close, and sorting is 16. Okay, 2 raised by 4 is 16. Currently this is a code block, so I'll convert it into a markdown, and if I actually execute this, it's going to give me, the superscript in this form. Okay, so this is how subscript and superscript are going to work. Now we come to the next topic, which is underlying the text, and also the second topic is strike through. Okay, so first we come to underline. Okay, right, underline. Okay, so for underline, we can use the insert tab of HTML. So inside this, whatever I type is, this is a, underline text. Okay, and I'm closing this tag, which is the insert tag. So if I write this and execute this, this will come out to be an underlined text. Another thing, so we will bring this out in the next line. Okay, so the next thing what you could do is, strike through. Maybe you want to show something text as a strike through text. Okay, so for that, what you could do is you could use this particular symbol, which is known as the tilde. Okay, using this tilde symbol, we can actually, strike through the text. So we could write, do not cross the road. Okay, whatever I want to write. If I write inside this, then it is going to be a strike through text. Executing this, you can see that it is coming out to be correct. That is, this is a strike through text. Now the next topic is adding block quotes to our text. So suppose I want a indented block of text. So in order to indent my text, what I could do is add a greater than sign before the text, and then add whatever text I need to add. So this is an indented block of text. Okay, I have some formatting. Okay, so I'm going to actually copy this line again and paste it. Okay, so that we can see. Okay, again pasting it. So I have a long line so that I can show you the formatting out of it. So we are going to convert this into a Markdown Cell, Shift plus Enter, and now we can see that now this text has been converted into a indented block. Suppose I want to add another paragraph to this. What I could do is that I could press Enter. Then I could again put in a symbol, which is this greater than sign, and then again an enter, and then again, the same symbol, and then the next paragraph. Okay. So I get, 2 paragraphs in this particular block. Let's see this. Okay. So if I need to further indent this or format it towards the right, what I could do, instead of using 1 greater than symbol, I could use 2 greater than symbol. Okay. So let's see that as well. So instead of 1 greater than symbol, I write 2 greater than symbol and then execute this. I have a nicely formatted text. So this is how we can use block quotes. Now we come to the next topic, that is using mathematical formula. Okay, suppose I want to write sin square x plus cos square x equals to 1. So normally if I write cos square x plus sin square x equals to 1, and if I execute this, I get the formula like this. But if I want it to be displayed nicely as a formula, what I could do is I could enclose it in between dollars symbol. So if I do that, here you can see that we get a nicely formatted formula. If I want this formula to be further, formatted in a block, so I could even use double dollar symbols. So if I use double dollars and then this particular formula, and then again double dollars and execute this, we can see that it has come to the center and it's a nicely formatted formula.